There you go.
That's the song? That's what we're doing at the end?
For 75.
Guess
we'll
what?
do Hey Ya.
Wait.
We're already recording.
Beyond?
Nobody in the room expected that one to happen. What is going on,
It's a
everybody?
rolling recording, just like that Game Scoops.
Welcome to 2009.
2009. IGN.
Podcast Beyond, episode 74.
Beyond?
We are back again. Everybody's ready to rock.
Tag team back again.
We're good. Let's begin.
I'm Chris Roper. Greg Miller, what's going on?
Nothing.
Jeff Haynes, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Ryan Clements, what it do?
Double thumbs up.
Sam Bishop, what's happening?
Yo.
How's everybody's break?
Good.
Oh, wait, let me turn off both my phones.
Oh,
Hold on.
Look at
That's how he rolls. He's so big up. He's got two phones.
Corporate, everybody.
He's gone corporate.
Yeah, so
2009 is the year of the suit.
I actually don't know how to mute this. So they gave they gave all editor-in-chiefs Blackberries yesterday, and I hate it.
Crackberry sickle.
I despise this thing. They didn't give us a Storm, so it's not even kind of like
Which
an
are cool.
iPhone, whatever. Yeah, which is all right. It's not,
Blackberries that you can't text with.
Yeah, and they didn't give us a text plan, but that's besides the point. No, but I cannot stand the thing. It's a terrible shame to be able to use one of these things after I've had the iPhone for a year and a half or whatever.
Lame.
So
Are they actually
That is pretty
forcing you
stupid.
to use it? You
no,
could probably-
because the thing is I can
Doesn't
still
really
check
matter.
work email from the iPhone, but they're supposed to be turning that off, so I have to use the BlackBerry to check work email when I'm on the road or whatever.
Can't you just use the browser and do it that way?
I
Yeah,
can,
but
but,
that's still
it's
it's an
not as
ugly
good.
interface,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's whatever. But anyway, I don't want to. I'm kind of keeping it on me for about a week, and then if I don't ever do anything with it, I'm just going to leave it at my desk, which I think is going to be what's happening.
Makes sense.
Anyway, let's get on with the show
Yay!
Word.
It's a show.
with the Roper Report.
Time for some news of 2009.
Oh,
Why not?
In the
Oh, man.
2000.
All right, so CES 2009 is going on right now over in Las Vegas, and I am very thankful that I'm not over there. I hate that show.
Yep.
I like the output from the show, but I hate
Like
covering
Vegas?
it.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So and I like Vegas.
What
Yeah.
do you like about covering?
Oh, so if anybody hasn't been at CES, which probably a lot of listeners haven't been, the thing is the Las Vegas Convention Center is I would say it's the size of an aircraft carrier times 3.
Yeah,
It's
that sounds right.
massive.
It is
Okay.
huge.
If you are inside on one end, especially with all the booths going on, if all the booths are there, you can't, and it's not just because they're in the way, but you can't see the other end of the place.
the curvature of the Earth. It really is.
It
huge.
is so
Absolutely
long
massive.
that you can't even see the corner of the ceiling on the other end. I'm not talking about looking straight back. Like it is massive.
Yeah.
It would take me. I would go to one event. The first year that I went there twice. I think I would go to an event or to a meeting, and I thought I was smart about this. I would I'm going to plan all my meetings for, say, on the hour, right? And they'll all be half an hour long. So I'll have a meeting from, say, noon to 12:30. And then my next meeting will be at 1, so I have a half hour to kind of see stuff in between as I'm going to the next meeting. It takes you half an hour to get from place to place. 30 minutes, and I was late to some of my meetings because it's so massive and there's so many people there.
And bear in mind too that it's not like E3 where they have one central location. It's just a convention center. It's in all the hotels around the area. It's all over the place.
No,
Granted, it's all walking
even,
distance, but
even just being inside the convention center, it's so terrible. And the other thing is there's so many people, and you know what? I really despise this. If you go to any sort of conference ever, do not bring your carry-on roller luggage
my
thing
God,
from your
I
plane.
hate that.
So now you've got dudes in business suits walking around who are going slow, and they don't care what they're doing because
No, they're just kinda-
they're not reporting anything. They're just walking around looking at stuff, and they're dragging this little suitcase 5 feet behind them. And you've got a line of these dudes, and you're like, get the hell out of my way so I can go past to the next aisle. I got a meeting with Intel or whatever. It is a nightmare.
Are you sure,
Anyway,
are you sure they weren't going to the AVN porn
That's
convention
possible.
that was
that
next
also
door?
yes, that does happen at the same time.
Yeah.
yeah, which doesn't help things for booking hotel rooms and stuff.
No, I'm sure.
The best is that the actual press registration is in the same hotel. Well, at least it was the last couple times I went as the adult video.
porn, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
good times.
the other problem with CES is you go there, and I used to run the Gear Channel way back in the day, and it's fine for that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
if you go to this thing, it's like everybody has TVs, and after a while you're like, I'm not seeing anything new, especially like the crap your company's never heard of. But
that's true. There's no Kentia Hall, so everyone just kind of gets lumped together.
It is Kentia
Yeah.
Hall.
and you
Overdone.
sporadically find these little tiny Taiwanese companies that are trying to hawk their stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, it's not a great show to go to. But what I was going to say was there's not a whole lot of game stuff there either.
Yes.
Microsoft usually has a handful of things. I remember the first time that I saw Dead Rising in person was at CES, back when. and Sony doesn't usually have a whole lot of stuff.
Microsoft announced the original Xbox was at CES, so
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. They do use it as a big
There
part.
are some things that get announced, but usually, like what happened at least a couple of years ago with Sony, we just show trailers and stuff like that. Today, and I'm going to get into this, they announced a couple things during the press conference. Kazurai came out and talked about stuff. Howard Stringer, the CEO of Sony, I guess he's CEO or is he COO, whatever he is. I think he's CEO.
Yeah.
Anyway, he handles the press conferences over there, but Kazurai will come out and talk for a minute. So the things that he announced today are that EA Sports is getting a arena structure type thing for home. So you'll be able to go in there and so what I was told the other day actually is that is you'll be able to go in there, you'll be able to play mini games, kind of like way back when Home was. I think it was the first showing of Home. They had like this little fake kind of mock-up for what a mini games thing might be, and it was an EA thing where you could do soccer.
With Papa shot sort of
Yeah,
thing.
there was a pop shot. There was free throws. There was a little batting cage. And, like you can go and play all these things. The idea is that it's sort of like that, except from the one screenshot that they've given us, it looks empty and bland, and I don't see anything.
There's FIFA banners.
I see banners, and I see a TV showing a Burnout trailer, but I don't see anything else. I don't see a batting cage. I don't see any of that kind of stuff. So, but apparently that's kind of be what it is. If that happens, that'll be kind of cool. Anyway, that's coming in the spring. Life with PlayStation is apparently getting an update, but Kaz didn't mention what that was, so far as we know. MTV is going to have a bunch of new stuff on the video store, 3,000 or so hours of content.
Finally.
So that's a good bit of stuff. So we can watch all of the Road Rules seasons.
Whatever. No, what's one of those terrible dating shows again?
Rock of Love.
I don't know.
That's
VH1. But they're owned by the same company because it's Viacom.
Well,
They have
funny
Rock
that
on.
they just said MTV.
Well, it's also
Fine,
VH1.
you can watch all those episodes
It's
of My
all
Super
of them.
Sweet 16.
It's all of the MTV
Thank you.
networks.
I want to see Maid. I want
Okay.
to see some maids.
You got to trust me on this.
I'm going to. All right.
Yeah, and that really there is
Blink
all of the
Clemens.
Sony news that came out at CES so far.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
very typical for CES.
With
That's
the exception
pretty
of
much it in a
the
nutshell.
Yankee deal.
Oh, and there is
yeah.
the other thing. So apparently we're trying to get actual 100% concrete information on exactly what's going on. But from what we understand, is that at the new Yankee Stadium, which I'm not a Yankee fan, but I miss the old Yankee Stadium just because being a baseball fan. Babe Ruth played there. That's a problem. Tearing it down. It's like sacrilege. But anyway, at the new Yankee Stadium, there's going to be all of the suites there, all the box suites are going to have PlayStations of some form in there. We're assuming it's PS3s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, in theory, like
Ape Escape and PS1.
we're
That'd be
not,
awesome.
we're not entirely
Original
sure.
Metal Gear.
We're not entirely sure what it's going to be. But part of it is like from what we've been able to gather is that it might be like what they're doing at the Nationals, where they have it in like the strike zone. It's kind of a PlayStation area, and they have a PlayStation SingStar stage as well. And
Yeah.
so people can go there. They can check out actual retail builds of games as opposed to just demos. They can
Right.
like go and play something that's,
like
that's
full
a full
games.
build
Well,
of the
I mean,
game.
there is again a little bit of confusion about exactly what's happening here,
Right.
but it sounds like there will actually be PlayStation. I'm assuming 3s with an HDTV set up in each of the suites.
Right, but-
so
but they're-
if you get a box suite, you can go in there. You can play MLB The Show before the game starting, and
Right. But there might also be one of these like general areas for
Yeah,
everybody
I'm assuming
doesn't
that would
have a
also
suite,
happen, yeah.
Where like they can do contests or they can check out other
Yeah.
games and everything else. And most likely it'll be PS3 like specific, but depending upon the game or whatever
I'm
the
sure they'll have
situation is,
PSP
they
kiosks
can
and
roll out
stuff.
PSP
Yeah.
kiosks or PS2 kiosks
Yeah.
or whatever.
You know what's good about that? If the baseball game gets boring, you can watch Ghostbusters on Blu-ray.
There you go.
Coming out.
Which is the nice segue to my very next list. It's right here, at number 4.
Look at that.
IRS top 3.
Hey-o.
Ghostbusters the game.
I like to jump ahead. I like to do
Yeah,
stuff sometimes.
Ghostbusters the video game coming out on June 19th
Yep.
to coincide with the Blu-ray
Day and
release.
date. Here's a question. When is E3?
June
2nd through 4th.
Really?
Yes.
Is that early?
That
Yes.
sounds right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
June
Yeah,
2nd through 4th.
it is early in the month. So we'll be back and out and bored at this point, so
Yeah.
we can watch Ghostbusters all day.
Okay, good.
So
Oh
very good.
yeah.
Apparently, this other news that came out of CES, not directly related to Sony, but still relates to them, is that Harmonix announced that there will not be Rock Band 3 this year.
Boo.
I'm
No,
very
that's
actually happy
awesome.
about this.
Yeah,
no,
good job,
totally.
guys.
This is good.
Too freaking.
No.
Sorry.
First
Yeah,
one of the year
that's
goes
right.
to Sam
Yeah.
Bishop.
Two Rock Band games in the span of less than a year is too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are already getting burned out on that stuff.
Yeah. Well,
I,
you also run into the problem. You look at Rock Band 2 and you say, all they did was kind of add a couple little features here and there, kind of expand upon stuff. But it wasn't a whole new, brand new experience. And so, Rock Band 3, I'm assuming they're gonna have a music creator in there to counter what Guitar Hero did, but they're gonna do it really well. Yeah. And I think that's gonna be what it is.
But it'll be good.
Yeah. But the other point that I think Hillary was saying in our email chains around here in the office is that the Beatles game is coming out this year, and it seems like it'll probably be like Harmonix doesn't want to compete with itself. Basically, have a Beatles game plus Rock Band. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So. There you
Which
go.
is exactly what's happening with Guitar Hero. They have Metallica. They have,
Yeah,
they're just gonna keep printing Guitar Hero
Oh,
discs.
yeah.
Don't you worry about that.
That
there
brand
is
dust.
on lesser news. There is this, but it's cool news nonetheless. There's a Skate 2 demo coming next week to the PlayStation Network. It'll be out today on Xbox Live. You have an Xbox, but you can play the PS3 one next week. And so that's very cool.
You've been playing Skate. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So
I like it because the trophies are super easy.
Well, the beginning, yeah.
Get off your board.
You
Talk
make
to
a
this guy.
girl, and you get a trophy. But the game is a lot of fun. Cuboid is coming out on the PlayStation Network. Apparently,
Cuboid.
quote unquote soon.
Today.
And who knows?
Could
and
be.
then the last bit of information I'll mention today is that it seems that according to a Japanese retail listing, Warriors Orochi is coming to the PS3.
What?
No.
Ryan, good news.
Ryan sighs, his head cocks back as a complete loss of energy.
Yep.
Because he
You
knows
just
what's
see the
happening.
light leave him.
He's crying.
Yeah, but apparently it's coming out, according to the listing at least, it's coming out March 12th in Japan. And you got to figure, within 6 months or so, we'll see it here in the U.S. Woo! So I'm going to say towards the end of the year.
Young man.
Ryan, get ready for the September, October, November time frame because Warriors Orochi's probably going to be hitting the U.S. then.
Yes.
I'm excited.
There we go. That's the end of the news.
Ba-dum-ba-dum.
Greg, it's a new year for games.
Yep, dust it off.
It's a brand new year. How can I find out what new games we're playing in 2009? I've already played all my 2008 games. There's so many.
I
You're
know.
done with them
But,
all?
but I
You
mean,
beat every
impressive.
one of them?
Once you beat last guy, it
Well,
was
no,
over. That was
here's my
2008.
thing. I haven't played through all of them yet, but I have this addiction where I have to go get new games and new stuff.
Yes.
Even though I have shrink wrap things, I gotta get new stuff. What kind of new things can I add to my collection? How would I find out what brand new shrink wrap games I can put onto my shelf?
Well, you would listen to Podcast Beyond on every Thursday, where I have the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
2009.
Damn right. It's a new year. Stick with me. PS3 gets N, PS2 gets A, PSP gets D, PS1 gets A. That's right, nothing, nada, zip, zilch. There's nothing out this week. Something's coming to the store, I'm sure. Anybody know if the games are...
Zombie Blognack. Did he return from vacation?
You know what? Zombie Bloodneck did return from vacation, but he immediately went to CES because he had to, play some craps and do the whole Vegas thing. So there isn't that much. Although what I do know before he left is that there's going to be the home update with the Red Bull
It's
area.
up. I played
up.
it. I played it.
Greg's been
Sam
crashing
played it.
planes into
also
people.
played it.
That was funny.
Sadly, I don't think
the single crash.
You can fly these planes, right? You have to. It's home, so you of course have to walk around and wait for your option to actually have it pop up to play. But once you do, you fly the plane around this little course, and you can crash it. But we don't think the other people see it. So it's only funny to you.
Because when
as
you're flying
crash into
around, you
people.
don't see. It doesn't look like you see other people's planes.
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
when
you
when you're just walking around the island, you do see planes in the air. But I'm guessing they're just stock.
Yeah,
They're
I think
just-
so.
Right.
Yeah.
We couldn't have been the only people who tried to crash the plane into a
Yeah.
big sea of people. There's just no way. Other people were clearly trying to do it. We just couldn't see anything.
Right.
So.
So there's that, and there's a new episode of Core, and outside
yes.
of that,
Love Core.
It's got Fear 2, Killzone,
Killzone and Heavy. So outside of those 3 focuses, Zombie Blogneck just went to the tables.
Man, pick of the week is a hard one this week.
Pick of the week.
I guess pick. I gotta say, you gotta go back and play something from last year you haven't played yet.
I think it's a really good idea. This is a very rare time when there's not a ton of stuff happening.
Go back and play through Metal Gear
whatever-
again.
Yeah, play a game you were going to, but you didn't.
I beat
You
Killzone
big
2 last
lazy
night.
jerk.
If you can do that, I suggest you do that.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right, that's a good way to
Pick
put
of the
that.
week.
You're just disappointed.
So pick of the
in
week.
everyone.
Pick of the week is get Killzone 2 from Sony and go ahead and beat that.
Beat it.
Go ahead and do that one. That brings us to trophy tips. Just the tip. Just the tip. 2009. Just the tip.
Hey,
Well,
Jeff.
Actually-
spent all break
Oh.
getting a Little Big Planet Platinum trophy.
You got nice.
Yeah.
Wow, you got all the community stuff.
Ryan,
too?
you're working on this too, also, I think.
Well, I aced all the levels. That was my
There you
big
go.
goal, which I did.
Wow.
And I aced all the Metal Gear levels also by
Very good.
myself. Boom.
Those are so
you go.
freaking good.
Yeah,
That's
they were really good.
exactly what that game needs as far as DLC. If they can do more stuff like that.
that reminds me during the CES the CES keynote. I was gonna say kill note. That'd be more. Honestly, that would be more entertaining. I think. I'd be sad for the victims, but
Stringer just comes out in like a Rambo headband,
yeah,
shirt
that's
on.
what I'm talking about.
I'm the Sony
But,
Knight.
Welsh
death.
But they were saying during the keynote that there's 300,000 levels uploaded to Little Big Planet now.
I believe it.
Wow.
Which is
That
pretty
was the
impressive.
thing. Like, when it first came out, I played through all the story modes and I did some of the community stuff, but obviously the servers were really erratic then, and the content wasn't amazing. And so it was one of those things where then we got a deluge of other games to play.
Right.
And so when the Metal Gear stuff got announced, I got really excited again and started playing again, and I was blown away by how awesome all the levels are, and that got me to sit back down and spend all break. Like literally every day I woke up and played that, or I woke up and built, or I woke up and did that. So I mean, it's an amazing game. You can go play my level, but I am not paying for hearts because I already have all the trophies. So do what you want. But it's the life and times of Greg Miller. Game over, Greggy. You can go check it out. It's a photographic journey. There's a Ryan Clements picture at the end. See if you can find
That
it.
cracked me up so much.
There's a
That
lot
was
of
a
Chris
great
Rock- a lot of
little.
Chris Rock.
That was a great little surprise.
I made sure that I had the Jeff Haynes picture from The Last Guy when we're in the escape zone. You run by with the big gloves.
Because I was disappointed at first because I was looking for me and I didn't see any of me and I was like,
Well, it's my
did,
progression
saved the
too.
best for last.
did Greg actually just not put any
Well,
pictures
see,
of me in there?
when I was trying to think of a level, people know I was working on a level beforehand. It was Ghostbusters. It sucked, so I ended up not doing it. But when I was trying to figure out where I wanted to go next, I was trying to think of a level I could do just about you. Like I'm still thinking of some kind of survival challenge starring you
Clements
trying to kill
level.
people, but not
That
yet.
would be awesome.
My
Indeed.
trophy tip for Little Big Planet would be
Just the tip.
the gold for playing 150 community levels, harding 50, blah blah blah. It sounds really crazy, but it's actually pretty easy. You figure because when I was grinding on it, when I was trying to get it done, I searched by the tag short, searched by the tag fast, searched by the quickly, and then go into text search and put in trophies. If you do that, you're playing levels that are less than a minute, and there's a ton of them. I mean, think of all the trophies that are all, get 6 trophies in 6 seconds. I mean,
yeah.
you can launch
Metal
it in a
Gear,
thing.
That was awesome. That was one of the best parts about the
that
Metal
was
Gear thing, where
awesome.
they're like, "Yeah, someone's out there making a bunch of trophy levels. We gotta stop them." I'm like,
Snake, it's me, Otacon.
Brilliant.
There's a machine up ahead that's generating trophy levels. You have to go stop it.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's an
That was
easy
awesome.
tip. I mean, how to do all that.
There you go.
Indeed.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Anybody else have any more?
I've got a
tips
tip
before
for
we
the
run?
future.
Oh,
What is it?
A tip for Killzone 2, actually.
this is a baby tip. They'll grow into a full-on throbbing tip.
Keep putting in the
Wow. All right, so I'm not even going to try and come near that one. But for Killzone 2, there's a way that you can actually gain pretty much two trophies at the same time. And it comes on the level that's called Solomon Bridge.
Spoilers.
Basically, no, it's not. But basically, what happens is that.
but everybody dies.
Yeah, exactly. What happens is that you wind up going through part of a level, and you emerge into this room, and there's a sniper rifle. And by this time, you probably will have been shooting a number of people. So you can easily grab the sniper rifle, get up
You
to
may have shot an enemy at this point. Halfway through the game, you probably
through the
fired
game.
a
From the
gun by now.
first-person
You,
perspective,
you might have done this, but you can easily grab the sniper rifle and take out a large number of people from one nest and easily acquire a couple of trophies that way with these sniper rifles, because these guys will just be there, and it's easy pickings.
I enjoyed the kills and trophies. I thought they were very organic. It didn't seem like I had to go out of my way to get them. Like as I was going, things are popping up, and then it was like, we already have them up on the site, right? I mean, I'm not gonna mention
Not all of them.
Not
Okay.
all of them, and the ones, like, that's one of the reasons why I did not specifically say
Yeah, I
which
won't say-
ones.
I won't say anything.
I simply mentioned the area in which it is easy to acquire these, because we will actually be showing some of this relatively soon as an insider feature.
Oh,
So
nice.
make sure that you check your insider. There's a little plug for part 2 of our Killzone extravaganza or expose of
I
videos
thought
or whatever.
for most of it too, I liked the save points as far as like where you'd start if you died.
Yeah, the
so it
checkpointing
was
was
very
very good.
it was
The
very
checkpoint
much
system was
like
very, very
Uncharted,
good.
where if I walked into a room and I was like, oh, I bet I could do such and such here. It didn't work. I die. It didn't work. Come back and then finally get it or whatever.
Yep.
Nice stuff. Nice.
Very good. Let's get on with the show. Topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
Today is the beginning of January, basically.
Indeed,
What is today?
Is it?
January
No,
8th or
it's
something? I don't know.
8th,
Whatever it is.
yeah.
Eh.
It is the 8th.
numbers.
So
In 20 days, I'm doing something really cool.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I told you about it before this.
Yeah.
So am I.
Let's see if people can guess what it is.
Yeah. You too?
Is it your birthday?
Mine's cooler than yours.
Here, the
I don't know about
curious
that.
thing is we don't know yet. Greg is trying to find out when we can tell you what the cool thing is. We don't know when we can tell you.
Yeah.
But anyway, Greg's gonna go do this cool thing.
Yep.
But anyway, so it's beginning of 2009. 2008 ended. It was a great year. A lot of great games coming out. 2009 though, it's here. What's gonna be in 2009? What's Sony gonna do?
Are we gonna make some predictions?
We're gonna make some predictions.
Oh, man.
In the year
We have a long-
2000. In the year 2000.
We have a long-standing tradition here on Podcast Beyond of making predictions.
Yes.
And being
There are-
relatively accurate with
Yes.
some.
Yeah. That brings me to a reader mail sent in by one
mail.
Andrew C. In other words, Inane Asylum.
Okay.
He writes in and he says, he was listening through Podcast Beyond's episode 26 to 30. This is a good little call out here. 26 to 30 to listen to the rise and fall of Blognac.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good old days.
And in the
Man, Blognac was so long ago.
and give or
wild
take
and weird.
around the episodes 26 and 27, we made some predictions that would happen. This was before and after New Year's 08. So this was, I guess, about a year ago, which, yeah, makes sense given the episode number. So anyway, so he went through and repeated basically all of our predictions and scored us on how well we did here. So first off, on episode 26, Mr. Nostradamus, which was Jeremy Dunham, he's saying that Gears of War 2 would be Epic's main focus in 2008. That was kind of an easy call.
Yeah.
2008 would be a great year for the PS3, and he has a feeling that we'll never see Blognac again. He was right on Gears of War 2. He was correct on the PS3 being a great, or 2008 being a great year for PS3, and he failed about the Blognac thing because Blognac never dies apparently.
Indeed.
Then Jeremy and I mentioned some stuff that never actually came out, but he didn't count those. Episode 27, Jeff predicted that Final Fantasy 13 would not come out in 2008, where you have to eat a shoe. You never had to eat your shoe, so that was good.
No kidding.
So you got a point for that. I said that there would
Delicious
not be a God of War 3 video at E3 or during that year at all, and I was incorrect on two accounts because there's a cinematic trailer at E3 which doesn't really count, but then there was the gameplay trailer shown at the Spike Awards, so I got -1 for that. But I did have the dead on call that Grand Theft Auto 4 be released in late April. I announced this back in right after the turn of the new year, and when did it come out?
How did you know?
I've been around.
Oh,
I've been around. So
He knows things.
So I got a point for that one. Everyone predicted that Blu-ray would win the format war, which actually happened right at that time.
Yeah, that was very early.
Basically, at CES was when things were dying. Yeah, and that it would boost PS3 sales, and then there was like a 10% spike in sales after the January announcement that HD DVD was dead. So everybody there gets a point. Ryan's good feeling about Blu-ray wasn't enough for a whole point, so he gets a half point. I don't know what that means.
It means you sat on the sidelines and said, I don't know, but I have a good
willing to go out there.
So the final score for these predictions were that Jeff was the winner with 2 points. Ryan got 1.5. That half point, whatever. Jeremy, myself, and Greg all got 1 point.
Yep.
So there you go.
Well, I was very. I don't think I made many predictions.
Yeah,
last
you
year.
didn't.
I'm
Really.
gonna make them now. I'm gonna make some. I'm gonna get some points.
Okay,
Indeed.
so here on the board.
See, because I also made some of the bundle predictions, and so did some of you guys, and
Yeah, but
we
I
were
think
pretty
he's just
accurate on some
citing
of
those.
those,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But
So
it was
he's going for
that sweep of 26 through 30.
A year from now, everybody look at 74.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody do this again, whoever.
So here's what we'll do: is we'll go around the room.
Asylum.
Everybody will make
Andrew C.
3 predictions. You
Oh,
can
wow.
predict whatever you want.
Three
Let me have a pen.
If you want to agree with
Thank you.
somebody else's prediction, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll go around the room basically 3 times. So you make 1 prediction at a time. Greg, let's start with you
No,
since
no,
you've
no,
seen
no.
it. No,
Well,
you were saying you were gonna make some predictions.
God, oh,
So you
God.
start the first
Yeah.
one.
Fat Princess
Yeah.
will come out either at the end of March or the beginning of April. I'm not, instead of taking 1 month solid, I'm taking
Okay.
a month over that lay there. Okay.
So second half of March, first half of April,
Yeah.
basically.
Patapon.
No, hold on. That was your first prediction.
Yeah.
So now we go.
Oh, yeah,
now
so
we go.
we're
We're
going
going to
to
come back.
All right.
Ryan, what's your prediction? You can just pick that up and agree with that and add that to your score if you want.
True.
No, I'll save that. But my first prediction will be that Final Fantasy 13, just the canonical one, not Versus, will be released in the United States in either the later half of November or the first half of December.
Ooh.
That's a very bold prediction.
That is-
I like
that
it.
is-
I completely
like this a lot.
disagree with you.
Okay, so what's your prediction now?
I think that it's going to be 2009, and there's a couple of reasons why it's going to be 2009.
You know that we're in 2009.
I mean 2010. 2010.
So you agree with me? Good.
It's going to be earlier. No, it's going to be 2010, and there are a couple of reasons, primarily because of production and a lot of other things, and just getting it on both systems, and them saying specifically that they didn't want to put one out before the other and have there be a huge rush. It's going to be a worldwide both
All right.
console
Okay,
release.
Sam.
All right, bridging those two, I think that in Japan at the end of the year it will come out.
That's entirely possible.
It will not be out until mid 2010 here, maybe even closer to like a year afterward because of all the localization. They are not releasing the North American and Euro versions of it until they have the 360.
Yeah.
one done.
See, I'm also totally fine with that too. I could see that.
So that's a
happening.
half point again. You've already created a half point.
No. That part doesn't count. All right, I got a prediction. This is a big one. Sam and I were talking about this today.
Yep.
I'm not saying that it's going to be released in 2009, but I'm saying that we are going to see Gran Turismo 5 this year, hopefully at E3,
Like in
maybe
motion?
TGS in motion.
Okay.
In motion,
Here's
yes.
the part of my prediction. The game's going to be 3D. You're going to be able to use polarized glasses. You're going to be able to look at the thing in full 3D. It's going to be popping out of the screen at you if you have a supported TV and the glasses to do it. It's possible because there were all those tests that they had a few months back or whenever it was that they linked up 4 systems and they had it running at 240 frames a second, and then the other one was like a 2K resolution,
2K,
whatever. It's possible that you might need 2 PS3s in order to double the frame rate to 120, so you get both eyes or whatever. Because they're saying for at CES, Nvidia announced their glasses, and you have to have a 120 hertz TV to use them. And blah blah blah. Anyway, so you might need 2 PS3s to do this. But I'm saying that when Gran Turismo 5 is shown, and I think this is why we haven't seen anything on it yet, it's actually going to be in 3D. Not required, but you will be able to play the game that way.
That could be fantastic.
Greg,
Number
two.
two. Patapon 2 will be released in May. Right now, I think we just have the Q1 on it, right? Or spring. Spring is what we have on it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying May.
You're going to say May. That's an easy one. Ryan?
We do not have a solid release date for Dissidia. It was just announced for the U.S., I believe. Correct?
Correct. It's for 2 on PSP, or are you talking PS3?
For PSP.
Yeah, that
Dissidia
one
Final
is just
Fantasy.
TBA
It's
right now.
It's just to be announced.
Yep.
I say March of this
You think
year.
it's coming out in March?
That soon?
Really?
Man.
Ooh. All right.
I mean,
Bold
it's
claim.
a good
done.
game.
That's
It's
true.
ready
Yeah.
to go.
March here in the U.S.
Well, it's already out in Japan, so I
Yeah.
say March
Yeah.
in the U.S.
Okay.
Yes.
Sam?
I'm going to go with there being a price cut in April.
That's a good one.
I think it's going to be at least $50, but actually, I think $100 is not entirely out of the picture.
I'm going to jump up ahead of that. I'm going to slightly tweak that. I'm going to say we're going to have a price cut before the end of March.
Ooh, all right.
There we go.
Well, I figured if they were going to announce a price, well, no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't give that big a window. Never mind. I was going to say they'd do something at CES, but no.
Yeah.
No,
price
that
cut
would
just
before, I
discourage people
say
from
price cut
buying.
before the end of March.
Okay.
Jeff, number 2.
Cool.
That's a very tempting one. Like it is, because I was thinking of something completely different, but I might have to agree with you. Like it could be.
All right, so Jeff takes that
Pre-March.
one. Hey, let's make up a new rule as we're going along now. You are only allowed to borrow somebody else's thing one time.
Once.
So,
Okay.
so Jeff's next one has to be original.
No
All
problem.
right, here we go. Round
Does
3.
yours have to be original since you tweaked his? Sam's?
Well, his predictions before. Well, that's true. I guess it was,
I'm going to be original anyway.
I'm
I don't know what it is yet, but
I'm
I'll
sticking
figure
with
it out.
April. But yeah.
All right.
This is the ballsiest one I have. A PlayStation 3 game will be IGN's overall game of the year in 2009.
Ooh.
When we come January 2010, the winner game of the year, a PlayStation 3 title.
I'm not going to count this one of my predictions, but I think that if that happens, I'm going to say that's going to be Uncharted 2.
You think so?
I think if that happens, it's going to be Uncharted. So, but anyway, we'll see. All right, Ryan, go ahead.
I think that we will see Little Big Planet Portable in some capacity in like a trailer or something starting at the second half of the year or beyond that.
You don't think it's going to be
Nope.
at GDC?
I don't.
That's what I think it is. GDC is the price cut. I'm in my thing.
Ooh, all right,
well, okay. I'm still saying by the end of March, but I think at GDC is when it's going to be announced. Anyway, all right. So
No, I'll say no. I'll say second half of the year.
second half of the year, Little Big Planet Portable.
Because Little Big Planet was the like flagship product shown at German Games Convention, so it'd be interesting if they followed again with Little Big Planet Portable.
Very good. Sam, number 3.
Ooh, come back to me. I'm still
All right, Jeff,
formulating.
do you have one?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of bouncing back and forth between there being a new Ratchet game possibly being announced, but now
No, that's already announced. That was at the very end of
it was
No.
teased.
I know it was teased.
Was
But
it fall?
But now, what I'm kind of thinking is that maybe one of the things that'll actually happen, based off of Resistance Retribution, is that this will be the year that there will be more PS3 PSP interactivity.
They've already said that's happening.
No. But I mean, it'll be one of those things where you actually have a game that is specifically designed solely around it has to be connected. There is no separation between the two. It's one of those where you can't progress without actually connecting them to each other.
Roper.
Sam?
All right.
Oh, sorry.
PSP 2 announced at E3 will not come out before near the end of 2010. I think that's probably when they're doing touchscreen, Bluetooth, all the good stuff.
Backwards compatible?
Yes, it will be
no
backwards
optical
compatible.
drive?
No optical drive. It will be downloadable, or they will sell an app that you can use to rip the disc yourself, because people are doing it anyway. It doesn't really matter at
That's
this
true.
point. So if you have the original discs, you get a thing. It lets you dump straight to it. It's got DRM or whatever on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, touchscreen, like Wi-Fi, in-spec or whatever, Bluetooth, all that good stuff. But it's still got all the buttons and everything. It's just that the screen's going to be upgraded.
You think
I
there'll
like the way
be
you think.
some sort of difference in the analog
Two
nub?
sticks?
Well, there are going to be two of them, and I don't think it'll be a nub anymore. I think it'll be a little bit
Like a
more...
little bit of a stick?
Yeah.
Pop it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Ooh.
I see what
That's
I
a good idea. They should listen to you.
I like to
was
to
a-
make very bold predictions.
Oh, here we go.
So if I'm correct,
You feel...
then I kind of
Oh,
even if I'm only getting 1 point for it, I'm getting more respect for it. Before the end of the year, Sony's going to start talking about the PlayStation 4. I think what's going to happen is that
Oh, God.
the PS3 is struggling right now in sales, whatever. I mean, it's doing better year over year, whatever. But Sony needs a lot to do to catch up.
Yeah, they got to get out and ahead of the curve.
The name brand's got to get picked back up again. I think before the end of the year, Sony's going to start hinting at what's going to be possible in the PS4. Maybe this is a super long shot. Maybe even showing like a tiny, concept video or whatever at E3, saying here's what we have in the future, blah blah blah, to get people to start talking about the PS4, and then as sort of like the halo effect is now you're like, ooh, the PS3, I can play this nowadays. This is a super far off one. It might not happen until TGS or something, and actually TGS
That's
might
my
be
guess.
more likely to
They
happen than
do it.
E3. But I'm thinking by the end of the year, we're going to at least start hearing something from Sony directly about PS4.
You mean like something like back in the old days where like Kuragi
olden
would
days.
say something, he would drop some sort of hint about how they're going to do X number of times more
it's gonna break
powerful
the fourth
than
dimension.
even like that,
stuff like that,
anything
okay.
directly referred to the system itself in some capacity, with even if it's vague.
Yeah, something about the next PlayStation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If they start giving any sort of hint about what it could be, I'm predicting that's going to happen before the end of the year.
I want to be Buckaroo Banzai as much as the next guy, but I mean, seriously. It's got to break at least 5 dimensions now.
I will say this is not a real prediction.
It's already out. You
but
just can't see it.
This
It's not
is like
this planar
this is
reality.
a fake. This is a fun prediction. If they ever show a trailer for the PS4, at some point in the trailer, a voice will go, "PS4 transcending time and space,"
Yes.
and that is the trailer.
I think you're going to be wrong on that one. Ryan, the only way that you could possibly have this happen is if you get hired by Sony and made this trailer yourself. Although,
That'd be pretty awesome.
Oh, God.
there's a little challenge to the Beyond listeners now.
Yes?
Go make yourself a PS4 trailer video about what you think is going to be happening,
Yeah.
and put that thing in there. PS4 transcending time and space. That's got to be the catchface at the end of it.
Yeah,
For
'cause-
years,
'cause-
gamers have been anchored by time.
Free yourself from the bonds.
I have to admit, I feel a little
The
shaky on
temporal
some of mine,
bonds.
but I can pretty much say that one's not going to happen, Ryan.
See, what I would like to have happen, actually, this would be really cool, is if all of our listeners got together on the forums and kind of came up with all these ideas as a committee, came up with what the trailer would look like, right? So you basically knock out all the stupid ideas. Everybody's putting it down to like that diamond, and then you figure out who like the best dude to make it is. Couple guys, whatever. You work on the project together. Make like the ultimate teaser video that looks totally real. Nobody ever mentioned this thing again, except for it to be on the insider boards. It won't leak outside of that.
Yeah.
And then somebody releases it like mid-year, and everybody's like, "Holy crap!" Like we release it like a week before E3. Say this is going to be shown at E3, and then it comes out. Nobody mentions Beyond or anything on it.
Bill?
Or maybe you hide it in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
that'd
know,
be the
just
best
so-
part.
yeah.
Subliminal.
Beyond time
Yeah, at the end
and
it'll just
space.
say. At the end it'll say beyond time and space, beyond like capital or whatever.
With, of course, the E.
Oh, the Y.
With the E in red, because you are not red E.
But
Yeah.
then you could do the Y as a 4.
That's
There
true.
you go.
There
Yeah.
you go.
There it is. So this is what we want to see. Everybody collaborate together.
Get on that, kids.
Get on that ish.
E3 is beginning of June, like we discussed. So the end of May would be the perfect time frame. So there's
Just
many
to leak
months
it.
to to solidify this, come up with concepts, and
Yeah.
don't put it out there till it's perfect time.
like
Wait a
that.
week
I like
beforehand.
And then we'll see how many mainstream sites like CNN or other places like pick it up and go,
Oh, yeah.
could it
They
be?
did do that one dude that did his little portfolio video for the, I guess, Revolution at the time. They hadn't announced it as Wii.
Yeah.
Right? Do you
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah,
Where you
yeah.
had, like the thing kind of coming out of like the
Yeah.
that was pretty
Yeah.
cool, and that totally looked official. It was just one random dude who was like, "Oh, I can,
Yep.
I do CG stuff."
Remember that guy in France was working for Sony and he made the mushroom cloud thing and it looked
Oh,
like it
yeah.
had
Yeah.
Sweet
Yeah.
Tooth's face
Sweet
in it.
Tooth,
Everybody
yeah.
flipped out.
Yep.
I called him. He's like, no, it's just an explosion.
Yeah.
I never understood that.
Yeah. So there we go.
All right, so there you go. Andrew
There's our
C.
predictions piece.
Yeah.
Andrew C.
Indeed.
Insane Asylum. We will be looking for your email January 8th, 2010.
Yeah,
Let
we'll
us know
probably make
everything.
more as the year goes on. So
Well, no, but,
But I
this,
want
but
one-
those are the
I want one-
official.
Those are the official scored
location.
ones.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
the internet is still around.
Oh no!
Oh my God.
the internet
Greg
might
from
get
the
laid
future?
off. So we'll see.
Did you see the internet getting laid off?
No,
in the
it was
future?
still there when I was there, but it walked.
It walked.
Yeah.
It had
was
assumed
weird.
form.
Sorry, the technological singularity will take
Wow.
There you go.
We'll all
Yeah.
be screwed. I'll be
Anyway.
Borg.
PS4.
This is not the change we
it contains
wanted.
the internet.
Internet 2.
Internet
Yes,
is-
It
there
could
you
have-
go.
Internet
Or Internet
2.0.
3. They just say Internet 2 is in like schools and testing and stuff like that now. They could just say, screw it, we're not going to wait for Internet 2 to go
Straight to three.
to go to consumers. We're
No,
going.
they
Really?
jump 3 and they go right to 4
That's
for
right.
PlayStation
4 comes with Internet,
Internet
4.
4.
Internet
Oh,
4.
man.
Oh my god.
Man,
A full
you,
2 generations.
you don't
beyond.
use wires. You just put like a little thing that has, but it's faster than Wi-Fi. So you
can't
put like
even
this
keep
little
up.
like red eye thing on top of your house and shoots out laser beams to communicate. And Internet 4 is as fast as the speed of light. And
Yes!
then,
That'd be
and then,
awesome.
But then you
Yes,
still
I can
people
finally
complaining
look
about
at
It
bandwidth.
actually downloads. it actually downloads websites before you even type in the URL.
You know
It
what?
just
It knows what you want.
You know what's rad about that? Like, the speed of light thing was there was I don't remember when this was years ago. Somebody might follow this, but John Carmack was talking about processors and all this kind of thing and how basically because of you can't get smaller than a certain thing because then the electrical charges start jumping around and you can't do that. And he's saying like you can go to light or whatever, and he's like then the light will become the bottleneck and we'll have to figure out how to pass that to go to the next thing. And I'm like the
Press
speed of light is not
FTL.
fast enough for him to get to.
That's why he's awesome. That's why he's amazing.
I need to play Quake and Doom faster. I need more.
Anyway, so there you go. It's time to get on to 2009's first edition of Read a Mail.
Red milk? No milk? Milk call. Check
That's
milk?
malarkey.
Medical.
All right.
Elf milk.
Our first piece of mail comes from. I'm gonna skip to number 2 because he's been around for a very long time. Let's read from I Am Akin. First piece of mail, 2009. He said he's noticed that Jeff has been playing an ass ton of Killzone 2.
Aston.
Is it all game time work related, or is he just said he loves to play Killzone in his off time?
Well, I do like backing that ass up, but
What?
it's a
I
little
don't see
bit
where
of
that
both.
came.
You like backing your own ass up?
Well, no, because I'm playing an ass ton of Killzone too. I do like backing that ass up, but it's a little bit of both. It is work related, but I do like playing Killzone 2. I pretty much had played most of the game before we even got the full final builds last year, and so part of it now is just playing through it a couple different times and then trying to get multiplayer sessions.
There you go. There's
It's very
your
good.
answer.
which
Here,
is-
I want to make a quick suggestion too. I discovered this late in my game of Killzone, and I highly recommend everyone
didn't actually
early
have it
on
on.
start using the knife.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, very late in the
The-
game.
the-
I
No,
finally
no. That was
I was
one of
very
the first
dumb.
things I did.
I was very dumb, and then I started using it like not last night, but probably somewhere around my midpoint. I was like, "Holy crap,
Nah,
this
man.
is awesome!
You're the
Why wasn't I
angel
doing
of
this
death. It's
earlier?"
amazing. You just
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
and he makes that face too.
Yeah.
Slash and burn.
So you're kind of like what's his name? The
Painter.
Oh, no, I can't remember his name now. So this is
Son of Sam.
failing. No, the
Oh.
guy that's doing music work now used to be on those kung fu not kung fu movies.
John
but,
Carpenter.
No. Steven Seagal.
Oh, yes,
When Steven Seagal was actually making original movies.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's what they need. They need a Seagal moment where he just goes around and snaps everyone's neck.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
He's
And then,
made
and then
that.
he busts out two pole
called, like-
cues and cracks them in half.
Yes,
Or-
yes. Just,
Man, there you go.
Into the Sun or something.
Excellent.
Into
have you,
the-
wait, have you
Rising
guys seen
Sun.
the Onion movie? Yeah.
No.
Oh,
I did-
everyone needs to watch the Onion movie.
Is it good? I've always looked
it is
at it and I've thought
it's,
about doing
it's pretty
it,
damn
but,
funny.
yeah.
But Steven Seagal, and there's a bunch of running gags in the thing, and it's kind of cool. They all kind of loop back on each other. But one of them is that Steven Seagal is starring in a new movie called puncher, and they got Don LaFontaine to do like the voiceover and stuff. Oh come on, yeah, exactly, yeah, it's awesome. And so he runs around and just everybody. There's a scene where there's like these terrorists shooting at him, and he rides up on a motorbike and just goes with both hands. It's amazing.
No wait,
Are we gonna have to
wouldn't
bleep
he
that
need
out?
3 words
No,
in
it's
the
the name
title?
of the movie.
So here's the other thing. The Onion, that reminds me, if Macworld is going on right now,
Oh, yeah.
and if you guys haven't seen this, look for the MacBook wheel. Have you guys seen this thing? All right, when this podcast is over, we're going to show you this thing. It's amazing. MacBook wheel, look for this video. Onion is the greatest site of all time.
I love those guys so much.
It's so good. Getting on with Reader Mail, Angry Shadow Man gets number 2 for the year.
Oh, snap.
He says, what is the PlayStation team's thoughts on the PlayStation Video Store? Do we use it? Can you give us some impressions about it, please? He's been tempted to rent something, but hasn't really heard much about it, aside from like on the board, stuff like that.
I use it.
Yeah?
I enjoy the
What do you think
convenience
about
of it. It could be a lot faster. We rented Tropic Thunder in HD probably 2 weekends ago, and while watching it, like I let it
And
load.
it just finished now.
Yeah, it's loaded up. I started it. We had, made dinner. I started downloading it, and it was going so slow. So we started watching something else, and then I came back, and it was at 20%. And I'm like, well, that's kind of what Xbox does when you can play now and be fine. So I'm like, let's do it. So we played now, and we caught up to it. Like we watched it for like an hour and 15 and change or whatever, and then we caught up and it stopped and buffered, and I had to back all the way out. And
Yeah. And the worst part is once you hit that play button, you have 24 hours.
Yeah, I
so
know,
you
I
better
know,
hope that
yeah,
downloads the whole day.
Yeah, it is slower. I still wish that it allowed you to do
Full season
passes for TV shows,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
could just automatically download something for one chunk.
Yep.
That part really sucks.
yeah,
I also don't like how there's random episodes that shows up on
Yeah,
there.
that are just there, and part of it isn't necessarily one of those things where it's like it's a music situation or it's somebody who happens to be like a guest star, because you can tell like what some of those are, especially if you happen to have seen that show, like exactly what's missing. It's just
Yeah,
it makes
they're
no
missing
sense.
a lot of stuff with that. I mean, I always wanted to watch The Riches and never did. And one day we downloaded the pilot episode and watched it. I was like, oh, this is great. And I'm like, we Netflixed them, and then Netflix got held up. And I'm like, well, let's just buy the next episode for dinner. And we went in, and it was like, we have episodes 1 through 3, and then 7 through, and then 9. I was like, what?
Yeah.
None of these episodes I need. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
So it's really hit or miss right now.
Yeah.
Maybe with MTV's 3,000 hours of programming.
2,000.
I thought it was 3,000.
just
2,000.
Typo. All
Anyway,
right, so
there's still
2,000.
things
If they had
missing.
VH1, it would be 3,000.
There you go. Just Me, Jeff writes in and says, what does
Me?
Sony
Just
have
you, Jeff?
planned, if anything, to get a little closer to the competition in the market? How much more ground can they continue to lose?
I think they have a good buzz coming in for now, for sure.
Yeah,
what
there is the good
Xbox
buzz.
title are you excited about right now? Coming in?
Nothing.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Sam. Try to think of something.
When am I
I
excited?
saw Hillary
Fable
Goldstein.
7.
Well, here's the thing. There's rumors that are maybe might not be rumors. Might be Microsoft that actually said that, but I think they did. But at E3, Microsoft is going to start showing stuff way out. Last E3, and the problem that we're looking at right now is for Microsoft is last E3 they showed stuff that was coming out that year.
Yeah, their
like
holiday.
here's Fable, here's Gears of War. Go suck it. And this year, I think that
Pretty much.
from what it sounds like,
Here's
they're going to
Destiny.
show stuff that's coming out.
Oh, God.
Next year
Yeah,
and
yeah.
things like that. Which
Well, as long as it's
that's
not something like Alan Wake, where it's like,
Yeah.
well, it's coming
But I mean,
out.
well, that's what I miss from
That's
old
one. There's one.
E3s.
Right
Is
there.
they would show stuff that's coming out like super long,
I have
and you're
to
like,
admit,
oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
awesome, and then you get
Sony's done a really good job, though, of sort of baiting people with things that
Exactly.
are coming out on the horizon. They may not necessarily be even anything tangible. They're just like, okay, this game is being made. We're doing something.
Well, and the good thing about it, the thing that the PR job or PR marketing for Sony is doing a good job of is they'll show a game and then not talk about it for a long time.
Yeah.
But you're still mentioning, like Infamous, we
Remember
heard
that?
about it at
That
like,
E3 trailer, and from an E3 trailer of no gameplay, we were all like, "That game's gonna be awesome!"
Yeah,
like,
and then
we
it
were
was
dying to know more.
a long time
Yeah,
before we
yeah,
heard
yeah.
about it again. But then when we saw it, the game was great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like so that wasn't just like BS and they kind of just threw it out there and whatever else.
Here's a hurricane simulator.
Killzone 2 was sort of the same thing, although that was kind of different because they were taking so long to catch up to the trailer and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I mean, there are a lot of games where Sony will show something and then not show you for a long time, but you're still talking about it, but they're not oversaturating the coverage for it. It's a great mix of the two.
Personally, I can't wait for Identify. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited for Identify.
Little,
You get to talk to
Japanese
these.
teeny bopper simulation. I don't know.
Yeah. Evil One, Evalone, whatever, says,
like
what
Evil.
games are you looking forward to in 2009? What are going to be sleeper hits? What games will disappoint?
Sleeper hits Fat Princess, right?
No, I think.
No,
that's-
well, I mean, I
that's-
guess in the general PlayStation 3 world, sure, but I think in the gaming, if you're
Community.
listening to IGN's Podcast Beyond right
Bill?
now, you're gonna like. I mean, you're gonna. yeah, whatever. I think
No,
you'll like
will
Fan
like
You're gonna
Princess.
like
or else.
Princess.
I guess it's my,
Yeah.
my 15-minute demo at E3. I should be like, it's guaranteed to be awesome. But yeah, I guess
But you at
overall
least know
it'll be-
about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think Flock would probably be on that list. I like
Yeah.
Flock a lot.
Flock is pretty cool.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, you never hear much buzz about it or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Identify.
Are we just talking about sleeper
I don't
hits
think that
as
gives
well?
Just
even-
anything.
I don't think that exists.
I mean,
it's a
Infamous
huge
is.
year.
I'm really excited for
Yeah,
King's
yeah,
Landing.
this is
Uncharted,
dude.
Ghostbusters,
Yeah, I mean, the
Fan
one-
Princess,
The one I'm
Patapon
looking to
2.
more than anything
Prototype.
else is Uncharted.
Yeah.
That's for me right now. I mean, because God of War 3 and Gran Turismo 5, which are probably my two biggest, most wanted games, are TBD. But for me, the games I know when they're coming out. I don't know if I can say when I know they're coming out, but Uncharted is that for me is probably my most wanted solid release title game. So
I just hope
Right.
they don't rush it like Insomniac rushed Resistance.
Well, Insomniac's whole
Beyond.
philosophy is that
snap.
they never, ever, ever, ever miss a ship date. Any of their deadlines, they hit it no matter what. So they wanted to hold true to that thing.
You know what I think might actually be a surprise is Retribution. I think because
True, yeah.
because it's coming
In a
from
good or a bad
from-
way?
In a good way. I think
Oh, that game's
because it's
awesome.
coming from
Everything
the
we've
guys
seen
at,
is
at
awesome, at
Bend.
least.
But like I don't know that many people necessarily know that much about it. And I think that what they're going to probably like sneak in there is going to be so
well, you know what it
so
is.
detailed
It's
and
going to
so
be snuck in there
awesome.
because it's a PSP game. Nobody plays this system. So
Why would you
Oh, no,
say
But you know
that?
what? Just looking at like we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. February is ridiculous.
Yeah.
February and
Yeah.
March are
Insane.
like if you are really all that curious, just like go to sleep for a month or whatever, and then when you wake up suddenly
Hi,
you're
bro.
like ass deep in games
Again.
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 Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
exactly.
you're gonna dig yourself
Yeah,
out.
yep.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
good
so
that I
rest now
finally
while you
got
can.
something out of the way.
See, yes.
Save up that money in your wallet.
Exactly.
Don't
Yeah.
go blow it on pizza.
because it's going
Save
to be
it- save
gone
it for
again.
games.
Stop buying porn, kids.
Yeah, in the shortest month of the year.
You can get that
And-
stuff for free.
I know.
Yeah.
On the internet's is
Moving on, Bredesen says, any chance you guys might be getting copies of the new Street Fighter 4 sticks? It's not really a copy, it's a unit. Anyway,
This is true.
If so, can we get a write-up on just how good they both are?
That's
I
a
am,
gear thing.
I am sure that the Scott Lowe, who does our gear channel, I'm sure he will be writing about those things. We'll have it
Getting
linked on
copies.
the site. So just pay attention. You'll
I don't
see
know.
those eventually.
Why did Capcom go with Mad Cats on that? I'm
I
not.
don't know.
Oh, they have a
Wait,
great
it's
track
Mad
record.
Cats?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
When have they ever
Yes.
produced a bad peripheral?
Oh yeah, no, never, no.
Man,
no,
even as
they-
like a young kid, I knew that you
Yeah.
stay away from Mad Cats. That was like an unwritten law.
But their deluxe sticks or whatever the ones I think he's probably talking about actually
Yeah.
use the little ball stick and the buttons from the Japanese arcade machines. So
Which makes me wonder if you can actually adjust the sensitivity of the joystick to loose
knows?
or
Maybe.
tight,
Yeah.
considering that Japanese arcades usually have looser joysticks than American arcades.
I'm just laughing because I'm picturing you plug in the stick and it just sets on fire.
There's Ryan. That is Ryan's sports prediction for the year.
I
Jeff
already predicted
Ramsaroo.
time and space.
Jeff Ramsaroo writes in and says, will editor beatdown ever return?
Well, no, yeah, sure. For pick of the week, if you have Killzone 2 from Sony, I will play you Friday.
There you go.
Now we should do something with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Now's our best time
Yeah,
to do it.
especially now
so.
we're dead. All right, what can we all play on tomorrow, Friday? What can we play tomorrow, Friday? Anybody got a game they can play?
Yeah, I mean,
We could bring in Resistances.
you could do Resistance, you could do
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, well, I don't.
We could do co-op resistance.
Play Resistance.
We
Yeah,
haven't-
Resistance.
we haven't
sounds good.
done it.
All right, we will
Co-op's a
do
good call.
Resistance tomorrow. What time works for everybody?
after lunch
We'll
sometime.
figure it out. We'll post it up on the board.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Where?
So there you go. Editor
Shall I
beatdown
write
will
this
return.
down? Will you remember?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you have a pen?
No, I don't.
There will be
Man.
no shortage of people that
Just
will remind us.
do something weird, then I'll help remind you. Rogue Leader writes in and says,
Totally normal.
yeah, Rogue
We
Leader
said
wants
weird.
to know, is Lord of the Rings Conquest any good based on your playtime with it? He assumes we got copies by now. We do have copies. I haven't played the current one, but anyway. He says that it looks kind of iffy in videos, but there's not much coming out this month. I guess he's saying much or whatever. So we thought about giving it a shot. From what I have played and what I will tell you, Ryan is holding his hand up in the air.
Yep.
But,
I was just going to say, do not buy that game.
Okay.
There seems like there's absolutely no reason to buy that game.
Anybody remember Nate's extension? I saw him playing it yesterday.
I was going
I
to
saw
say...
him playing it earlier today.
Well, I don't know what we can and can't talk about, so I don't want to call up Nate. And so we'll just
Yeah.
maybe
I think it's
ignore
unplugged
Ryan's
in.
comment. I don't know if that counts. Anyway, I'm going to say that I'll tell you this much: the game is basically Battlefront. If you thought it was going to be different than Star Wars Battlefront, you're sorely mistaken. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, but if you like Battlefront, then
is
check
what
out
it
the
is,
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there you go.
and
That's
Lord of
the
the
best way to do
Rings.
Hugh Tendo writes in. He says, "Do you guys still regularly play Little Big Planet?" Which
Yeah,
no,
we play it a lot.
Yeah.
we covered that one. So you
Speaking of
guys-
which, too, we have a somewhat regular feature we kicked off this week.
Yeah, that's right.
Called Little Big Planet Level Lovers Anonymous.
Yeah.
It'll be 5 community levels you need to play. It's not the greatest levels of all time, just fun levels. Make sure if you have any submissions, you send a message to beyond@ign.com with the message subject LLA pick.
yeah,
There you go.
there you go.
And then go find the other one and look at them.
Yeah. Dopalicious says he's dying for some fat princess info here. Help a brother out.
Oh, man, me too, but dude.
Everybody
We just
knows.
had that Q&A.
Yeah,
go
and
up,
last
though.
year there was a Q&A,
Yeah.
so you can find that on the site.
Very brief Q&A, but it was good. Good stuff. They
Yeah.
talked a little bit more about classes, release date, and Ryan Clemence's soul.
There we go.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
and it is now gone.
Yeah.
They own your soul now.
We put up new
Yeah.
screens, too, with that. So, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, go ahead and check that out.
Tyler Durden, 1999, writes in and says, "Hey guys, I'm just wondering, with Insomniac releasing Resistance Fall of Man in 06, Ratchet Future in 07, and then Resistance 2 in 08. He had a typo and says 09, but it says, is it a safe assumption that a new Blu-ray Ratchet game is coming in 09?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Absolutely.
Yep. So there you go.
Go beat Quest for Booty. It's in there. It says right there, fall
Yeah.
2009. So
Yeah. So there you go.
Oh.
And then
Well, there you go.
last email
Big
of the
bonus.
week says, how often do you guys play your other consoles compared to your PS3? This comes from I Hate Reading 369.
wow.
Oh, that kid's got a bright
Well,
future.
it makes sense that he's listening to the podcast because he
Yeah.
doesn't want to read
right.
anything.
Yeah.
That's true.
So he just listens. We tell him everything he needs to know.
True
that.
So there you go.
Everything
Wow.
you could ever need in college.
Incredible.
You can learn right here.
Let's see. How much did we? Did you guys play much of anything else?
Yeah. I just started playing my 360. Katie's out of town, so I've been playing games till 2 in the morning. And the past 2, not last night, which was Killzone, but the 2 nights before that, I'd start with Left 4 Dead, and then Levi and I would play Gears of War 2. So, but I mean, the reason it's getting turned down is for Game of the Year stuff. It wasn't, before
Yeah.
that, dead. It wasn't getting played
Yeah, I
except to
haven't
play me
really-
Netflix. And then the Wii never gets touched, with the exception
No.
of the occasional, I feel really fat today, maybe I'll do some Wii Fit.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at. I haven't. My parents were in town over the holiday break, and they played Wii Bowling once when we had to take Zoe to the doctor. But other than that, I'd never play the Wii.
Yeah.
And my 360, I used to play it all the time. And since the PS3 started to pick up, and it's getting some good games, and the ports started getting better.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much all I play now anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time I've turned on my 360 in I think the past 6 months or so, or even the past year, I'm going to say that I played Braid, Left 4 Dead.
Yep.
Some of Gears 2, I need to go back and finish that. And
Yeah,
Castle Crashers. And there's not much besides that I've been playing on there. Everything else for me is PS3.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, I still love Smash Brothers. I'm one of the, but I don't really play the Wii very often. I did play a lot of DS though in the mid-year when World Ends With You came out. I played that like every night for a very long time.
That's true. DS Portable.
Yeah, I have to admit that I barely turned on any other system this year. Only when we started getting into Game of the Year stuff did I
Yeah.
actually go, oh, that's right, I do have other systems, and then
Yeah.
brought them out again because I just didn't either have the time or was too busy with other things. On
That's
the
a good
PS3.
feeling, though.
Yeah.
Like, we were
Well,
so
hey-
beat up around here for so long with just
Exactly.
crappy ports or no games. It's so good to be able to dedicate. Like, I feel bad, I'm sure kids see us, in the old days, would see how much we were online. Like, I mean, kids sat there with their PlayStations on, no folding at home, nothing. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, we had to play other stuff, and you had to play this, and you had to do this. But, I mean, now that we can all just dedicate yourself to one system, it feels so good not to have to worry about it.
There's no better example of how well the system's actually doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ignore
I think we have a-
sales, but in actual stuff that it gives you, that's it right there.
I think it's been a slow
loaded with stuff
a
to play.
slow build and a slow climb, but I mean, I'm so excited for 2009 for
Yep.
both what's coming, I mean, in general, but also, I mean, the numbers have to go up. I mean,
Yeah.
seeing
And-
how good everything looks
And
right now.
when
as
you
far as
realize
what's
that
coming.
most of it is now okay, maybe you turn on your 360 or one of the other systems if you have a multi-console, as opposed to, well, there's nothing here, might as well play whatever, complete Oblivion and the next pack or whatever the hell else is out there. It's like it really is nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
If they could just do the same thing with the PSP, we'd be golden.
Yeah. They'll turn the corner one day.
So there you go. There's the end of Reader Mail and all that jazz.
I have one. I
Addendum.
reboot. Indeed. The Beyond basketballer,
Yep.
aka Little Baller,
Little Baller.
Big Baller,
Little Baller
gave us an update. He goes, "Hey guys, Beyond.
Beyond!
I hope you guys had a great and blessed holiday. We had a great one. We won our Christmas tournament in Virginia, beating Mount St. Mary's the first game by 25 points.
Not too
He had
shabby.
13 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds,
nice.
and 5 steals. Then they went on to play the heavily favored home team Marmont College in the championship game, who they beat by 19 points.
Yeah.
He again played well,
This is power
scored 9
beyond.
points, 12 assists, indeed it is, and the shoes.
Power
2
of
steals,
beyond.
7 rebounds, getting him all tournament honors and moving
Wow.
to 7-2 for the year. They now begin league play and will be playing up to 3 games a week, which means he'll be keeping us posted regularly.
When are they playing in San Francisco?
I'm not sure. Glad to have you guys back for a new year. Missed the gaming insights over the past weeks and hope all is well in your world.
Aw.
Congratulations.
That was
That
from
is awesome.
our
That is
big
awesome.
baller.
Well done.
bowler.
There we go. Getting into the later segments of the show, let's see. PSN Hit of the Week.
Hit of the week.
Who are we going to give Hit of the Week to? We got anybody? I can go on my list right here.
My
We got it. Ryan, if you have a better suggestion than
you
me.
go ahead. I'll have one for next week probably.
All right, well then there's only one suggestion that I got.
Well, what is it?
I hate reading 369.
It's gotta be.
Oh, that's PSN name?
Yeah, it's his
All right,
PSN
okay.
name.
Gotta be.
It's I hate reading 369. There you go.
I'm
PSN
gonna
Hit of the
make
Week.
the
PSA hit of the
rare,
week confirmed.
rare Greg Miller outreach, and I will hit him myself because I am sick. I have 99 friends because I deleted somebody over a break. So now I always get that one random, you've received
Yeah.
it, and I delete it, and then like 2 seconds later another one pops up.
Yeah.
So I hate reading.
That is
There
really
you go.
frustrating, by the way.
Yeah.
The fact that a friend request that's pending takes up a
Yeah.
slot. That's
Yeah.
retarded.
It's really stupid.
Also,
Anyway.
I should have as many friends as I want. And my little
Yeah.
Big Planet save file should be as big as I want. So I have to delete
As
all
big
my
as your
stuff.
hard drive? Yeah.
Let's see what else we got left in the show. Brand new special segment, Liar.
Oh,
We
snap.
Greg,
got
you
one
got
here.
something?
Yeah, as I said, we started.
I think we're going to need a theme song for this at one point, Ryan. You're going to have to
You
work
got time
on
to think
something.
about it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll think
think
about
about
it
Get
for a
cracking on
sec.
that, buddy.
Maybe something off Guns N' Roses' Lives album. That'd be
I
nice.
haven't really listened to it
Well,
yet.
then I suggest you run it by it.
All right.
Don't really
Wait,
do that.
did you say lies or last?
Lies.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know anything about Chinese democracy.
Oh man, I heard Spence playing it. Our music guy. I heard.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No good?
Holy crap! It's terrible.
Yeah, it is not good.
How long ago did Lies come out?
Oh,
It's
a long
like
time ago.
98. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Maybe I've heard some
You can get it
songs
cheap.
of it.
You can find it cheap probably at disc stores.
Yeah.
Anyways, as everyone knows,
stores.
brand new special segment Liar is not brand new anymore, but it's still here. It's where I call out someone, tell them they're a liar. Hold on. Spiteful ex Neos, you are a liar. In the little Big Planet Level Lovers Anonymous, like I said, I'm taking reader suggestions. I asked people to email them to me because that'd be easier, but of course, many of our readers don't read what we write and just started posting in the comments. He was here to say, you guys should really tote some of the lesser played levels as well. Treasure Cave by PQRD, not me, I'm NIC6673, is one of the best levels I've ever played on Little Big Planet. With the amount of detail in it, it could be a story level. I went and played this Treasure Cave. In spite, I'll tell you right now, this could not be a story level. You are a liar. This proves that you have probably even played a story level in Little Big Planet, seeing as how this level is not as detailed as a story level. No offense to the level, except that it wasted my precious and valuable time at work. Thank you for nothing, Spite Nick Flix's Axionis.
I want to see this name.
There we go. Moving on to the next bit of the show, super special segment, Turtle.
Yes.
What? Well, boom, boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, Podcast Beyond, we support Little
Beyond?
Baller.
Big
We have that
Baller?
one marathon runner.
Indeed.
Somebody has come out to support us. We have a reader by the name of Walter wrote in to let us know that his turtle, Parker, is would like to be nominated for official turtle of Podcast Beyond.
Beyond? What? Turtle Beyond?
Yes, Turtle Beyond. He lives
Beyond
in
Turtle.
Miami, Florida. He eats goldfish and is currently enrolled in ninja classes.
The Turtle.
Yes, the turtle.
This is the owner.
So here's a
That
picture.
would be
Here's
awesome.
a picture of
Miami is one of the.
Parker right
It's
here.
turtle.
Is he a
Turtle.
teenage?
Well, no,
mutant?
I don't think so.
Look
not
at
yet.
that cute little thing
That's
right
pretty
there.
cute. Hey, that looks just like our.
So
I actually have two turtles that look just like that.
indeed.
Yes. Anyways,
Parker.
so the thing is, I said, well, this is an honor. We can't just go around. We can't just go around naming every turtle official turtle of Podcast Beyond. So I
Bill?
said, you should write on his shell the word. Or he said he said that the turtle didn't mind having written on his shell Beyond.
Beyond?
And I said, all right, do that and take a picture and send it back because he already sent the normal picture of
Yeah.
Parker in
You
his,
see the normal picture
his
again?
naked
Right.
here. And he said, okay. And then he replied back and said, well, actually, Parker's Parker's shell is shedding. So
Oh,
it would
he's
actually be
molting.
very detrimental to write on him. And I said, all right, don't, but do something else. So what he did here is he asked Parker to choose Game of the Year. So he put in Parker's pen a Metal Gear Solid figure for Metal Gear Solid 4, and then he also put in there the bobblehead from Fallout, and asked whatever one he moved to. Obviously, these pictures are set up the same way, but he had to move to one to decide Game of the Year. Parker ended up choosing the bobblehead here.
Ooh.
So there you go. Parker from Miami, Florida, who eats goldfish and is in ninja training, is officially the official turtle of Podcast Beyond.
Podcast turtle away.
Pretty good. We need a picture of him in a cape now.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
make
a
a little
beyond
cape
it?
that says Beyond, and then put that on the turtle.
There we go.
That's good.
Parker, Walter,
He'll probably
your
eat
job.
it. Yeah, Parker will probably eat the cape, but you make it out of
Be
lettuce or
careful.
something. Anyway, there we go.
That's awesome.
We'll put some of
Ryan-
these up, hopefully.
Ryan, have you heard from Beast?
No, Beast is silent.
Beast is silent.
Beast slumbers.
All right,
Beast
well, that pretty
hibernates.
much brings us to the end of the show then. What
Yep.
song do we got for this week?
We got a little song.
First song
that
of
was,
2009. This better be good.
that was obviously never played except in a Gears commercial. Obviously, that was the only
Sacrilege.
place that it was ever played. Now, hey, I got an idea.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Yeah. Hey.
You come in
What the?
right
I don't
there.
know.
Are we doing this in a
Right?
I don't know
round?
what's going on.
Okay.
And then that way
I'm
it'll
definitely
be like
staying
we're
out.
joining together.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Are you singing with me at the same time?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we'll know.
I don't really know all the lyrics real well, so I'll stay
it's
with the
just right
melody.
here.
I'll stay with the
Yeah, it's
melody.
just right here.
I hope.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces. Bright and early for the dirty races, going nowhere. Didn't expect that. Nowhere. The tears are filling up their glasses. No expression. No expression.
I'm gonna get up and start dancing like that guy in the video.
And I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow. No tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you. I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very do-do-do. Beyond do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Beyond do-do-do-do.
We will see you guys next week for episode 75.
Happy birthday.